Hi everybody, this is Stephanie. It's Wednesday, November 16th. Yes, it is. So, anyways, this week I started a routine so I can stay more active because I have to admit, I have not been very active. Um, because I was thinking about so much about visiting my family in New England, um, and working, I was coming home and I was very tired, and I would find myself coming home, taking off my work clothes, and then going right to bed to take a nap. Um, I got into a rut by doing that. So this week, what I did was I started a routine, and I want to make it a habit to come home, change my clothes, put on my workout stuff, and go for a walk on the Ringling Bridge in Sarasota. So that's what I've been doing last week and this week. Okay. So yeah. So today, that's what I did as well. I came home, I took my pills, and I had like half a cup of cereal, so I don't take my pills on an empty stomach, because I think when I do that, it affects me. Yeah, something about those pills and the side effects that I'm starting to realize, and quite possibly had a feeling about for the past several months, but I don't want to get into that. So basically, every week, maybe 3 to 4 days a week, I like to leave my house, go to Sarasota, and go for a walk on the bridge. Today I went a little further, and on the way back I stopped and grabbed a couple of groceries, a couple of boxes of cereal, some milk, and some protein shakes. What I want to say is I'm embarrassed and I'm a little bit ashamed that I've packed on some weight, and I don't like the way it looks, and I don't like the way it's making me feel. So before I continue, I want to say thank you very much to all of my subscribers and to those viewers who are checking out my channel for the first time. If you guys find something that resonates with you, please consider unsubscribing. And when you do, don't forget to hit that bell, and also hit me with a like, and also share if you can. So we'll be right back with more. So what I would like to talk about today has nothing to do with staying in shape, although that's very important and I have to get that back into my schedule. The conversation that I want to have is, and you guys probably already had a feeling about this, because even though on my channel I don't have my friends or my family participate, I do discuss some friends once in a while, and also my family. The thing I don't do is I don't include them in my videos, in my channel directly. It's always indirectly. What I want to talk about, you guys have probably thought about or maybe noticed, is that I don't have a lot of friends. I just don't have a lot of friends. And the reason why I'm going to say this, it really has nothing to do with my transsexualism. It's got to do with my personality, and it's got to do with the way I was raised. Okay? When I was still in Portugal, when I was a little child, something about my personality, I always shied away from other kids. I always played alone when I was a little kid. And I think it has something to do with my upbringing and my surroundings. And again, I don't want to get too much into my upbringing because it has nothing to do with my conversation, which I'm ultimately going to start. So, therefore, because I don't include my friends in my videos or my family, only indirectly, maybe you have noticed that I don't talk about things or plans I'm doing with friends. I don't have a lot of friends, okay? And I'm very honest with this with many people, not just on my channel. My family knows as well I don't have a lot of friends. And that's something that happened or gotten worse with me after high school. Because in junior high, I had a lot of friends. And it was pretty much just before I transitioned that I noticed that my socializing and hanging out with friends or people that used to be my friend, it got slower and slower and slower, and increasingly I was doing a lot of things by myself. I've done a few things with people I work with. I consider some of my coworkers my friends, but they're by association with my employment. It's not like I have a best friend that calls me up and says, "Hey, let's get together and go watch a comedy at the local comedy club," or "Let's get together and go out and have lunch." I have very, very, very few friends. And the very few friends I still have, I used to get together and go out for lunch or meet at the park and just hang out. My coworkers are a different kind of friend in that when I'm at work, I feel like we're friends. I've gone out of my way, and I've done a few things at my home where I invited a few people, but that's the extent of it. A couple of my neighbors are my friend. I had my neighbor come by recently. I invited her over. I had another neighbor who lives a house away from me come over, and we had some tea. Sometimes for some holidays, I might have a neighbor friend always drop stuff off. Like my last friend came over and bought me a little bag of candy for Halloween. And someone in my community for Veterans Day stopped by my driveway and left me a little bag of candles for Veterans Day and a card, because I'm not a veteran, but I served in the military. What else? When I was active in my local gyms, where I used to be a member for a few years, I made a lot of friends there. And I've managed to still have them as friends, but I don't go to the gym anymore, so therefore I don't see them. But when I was going to the gym steady, I had no problem introducing myself or complimenting somebody who I thought at the gym had a great physique. And that was a way for me to start a friendship, by complimenting someone. Most of the people I met at the gym were women, okay? Maybe I felt a sort of attraction to them. So I gravitated to them and I befriended them. And I've gone out to lunch with them several times, different ones. I would say about maybe 7 to 8 different women. And I've also made friends with men as well. And I've gone out with 1 or 2, not on a date, as a friend. Yeah. These days, because I don't belong to any gym anymore, so therefore that manner of meeting people at the gym has just stopped. And the people that I've met in those gyms, I don't rub elbows with them anymore because, first of all, a lot changed around the time of COVID. Around the time that COVID started and we were having shutdowns and we'd have to wear masks and stuff like that, it kind of made me lose interest in going to the gym because I didn't want to go to the gym and wear a mask while I'm working out. That's so freaking stupid. And I'm not going to go to the gym, pay them my membership so I can go there, walk on a treadmill with a mask on. Really? No. So I canceled my membership. Ever since that, they've been sending me offers in the mail to go back to the gym and I would get a discount. I've thought about it because we're past the COVID and there's no more restrictions there anymore. I thought about going back to the gym. I really did because I enjoyed being around a lot of people. However, I also must say that I don't mind being by myself. I'm perfectly fine with it. I feel totally normal. I don't have to be around people 7 days a week, okay? And hanging on the phone with them, all right? The other way that I've also made friends was through dating sites. If I'm dating somebody that I just met on a dating site and it doesn't work out, sometimes, depending on the person that I dated and their personality, we remain friends and we stay in touch that way. I have a few ex-girlfriends that I was staying in touch with, but they just fell off the face of the earth and I don't see them anymore. I've made friends from people on Facebook. Let's face it, I have about 120 friends on my Facebook. I have a couple of coworkers. I have I have several family members in my Facebook now. My cousins, my aunt, and coworkers from when I lived in New England are on my Facebook. These are people I've known over 20 years, okay? Do we talk? No, okay? Sometimes if I haven't seen somebody in a long time, I might go to Facebook and search out the people. And if I find them, I refriend them, and then we touch base that way, and we reminisce about the old times, okay? But for the most part, most people on my Facebook, I don't know who they are. And most of them friended me, okay? And yeah. So, like I was saying a few minutes ago, I don't have any problem with not having a lot of friends, and I don't have any problem with doing a lot of things by myself. Sure, I would like to develop a close friend to do things with that I have a lot in common with. Ever since I moved to Florida in 2001, I have not been able to form a close bonding friendship with anybody. Most people that I run into or that I meet are in a relationship, either boyfriend-girlfriend situation or they're married. In that setting, I don't want to become best friends with someone who's in a relationship because they already have a commitment to their spouses or their partners. Okay? So therefore, I'm really, I'll make friends with married couples, but it's different than when you have a friend who's not in a relationship or a committed relationship, because you're more apt to forming a much more solid friendship or even a best friend situation where you share a lot of activities together. If you have a lot in common as friends, you're gonna be doing a lot of things that you both like, So the last time I had a really, really close friend that I considered was my best friend was when I was going to junior high and I met a guy. His name was Gary, okay? And me and Gary were very tight. We were best friends. And of course, this was pre-transition. This is way before I even came out to my family. So Gary was my best friend. We were tight. Everything we did together was fun and was something that we both enjoyed. And together, because I was his friend, I made more friends because Gary was very influential. He was very, very likable. Everybody liked Gary, And girls were always swooning over Gary. Until the day I went to a mall after I got out of the gym, and I was in the mood for pasta dinner. So I went to a restaurant in the mall back in Massachusetts that was called Rainoni's. So I walk into Rainoni's and I'm waiting for my food, and I look to my right and I saw my other friend, Darren. Darren was one of the friends that was always around when me and Gary was around. He was originally Gary's friend, but because Gary's my friend, I made a lot of friends that were associated with Gary, also my friend. So I'm waiting for my food. I say, "Hey, Darren, how's it going? Long time no see." He said hello and we chat a little bit. And I said to him, you know, Darren, you know who I haven't seen in a long time? I said, Gary. And the reason why I haven't seen him in a long time was because he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. So I told Darren that I haven't seen Gary in a long time, and he looked at me very sad and he said to me, "You haven't heard?" I said, "No, what happened?" He said, "Gary died." And when he said that to me, I literally broke down and I cried. I wept like a child, That's how close me and Gary was. When he said to me, "Gary died," my heart sank. I felt like I just swallowed my heart and it was stuck and it stopped beating. My eyes swelled up with tears, like a dam just broke and all the water came flooding out. That's what I felt like. I couldn't control myself, but I started crying. I didn't hold it back. I let it rip in front of several people, and they were all saying to me, "We're so sorry. We didn't know that you didn't know. We thought you knew." I said, "No." And then I said, "When did this happen?" They said, "About 2 or 3 weeks ago." And that just happened. It just had happened when I saw Darren. So immediately, I went back and I got the food I was going to eat there, and I asked them to put it in a container so I could take it home. All the way home, driving, I cried and I cried and I cried. I couldn't believe that I lost my best friend. My best friend died. So what did I do after that? I went by his parents' house and I paid my respects. And I sat with his mother and father for several hours, and we just talked. And they shared Gary's picture with me, and immediately thoughts of him came back of the days when he was alive, when we would go out and just have fun as like just best friends. And everybody knew that me and Gary were tight. We were like we shared the same ribs or something. But anyways, before I left Gary's parents' house, I said, they told me that Gary had plans on working on a little project at their house when he would visit from North Carolina. And they said that there was a little project that he started that he never finished, that he was going to finish when he got back. Well, he died, so he never finished it. So I said, I'm going to finish that project for him. And they gave me a ladder and they gave me some hammers, and I went up on the small section of the porch roof of their house, and I just did the repairs that Gary had started that he didn't finish. Ever since Gary died, I would have dreams about him often. And immediately after I wake up from my sleep, after having these dreams, I would cry because the dreams was so vivid of my friend. I've never, ever met another person like that in my life. I never had another friend of the same depth and the same level like that. So this is an example of how friendships are. You never know when the people that you love are going to be taken away. So I've had other friends along the way. Some were female, but after my transition, everything just halted. I lost some of the trust for people just before my transition and after my transition, because I found out that sometimes people are not what they seem until you're going through some massive life changes and their true color comes out. I truly believe that if Gary was alive, he would have accepted me with no problem, without a second thought. I also have friends that I was very, very close with that support me. They supported me, and even the ones that are just finding out, that had no idea, they support me 100%. For being a trans woman. And one of the friends that I actually dated for a little bit, her name was Adrienne, and I liked her a lot. But me, Adrienne, had a little thing happening that neither one of us knew. I never knew that deep inside she was gay. And she never knew deep inside of her that I was really a girl inside. So about a month and a half ago, she found out because I searched her out on Facebook, and we ended up talking about a week later after she accepted my friend request. I talked to her about a week and a half later, and we talked for about 2 hours. And that's when she told me that she married a woman, and I'm very, very happy for her, because when me and her dated, I was still my old self. And she was very surprised that I was, and she complimented me on how I looked, and I support her for being who she needs to be happy, and that's life. That's life. But friends like I've had in the past before my transition, I don't see myself having that level of friendship anymore, only because the majority of people are not accepting. So I don't think it's the main reason why I don't have a lot of friends, but it's one of the reasons. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation. When I came home from doing my little grocery shopping a little while ago, it just hit me. You know, maybe I should talk about how come I don't have a lot of friends and some of my old friends and how that was. But there's a few people I work with that I like a lot, but I haven't done anything to go out with them or do things with them. One or two of them are in a relationship, and I don't like being a third wheel when I go out with people. So that's how that is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video for today. And I'm going to go ahead and touch base with you guys very, very, very soon. And right now, I'm also thinking about making a little short mini movie about a home intruder. I'll be planning on writing out a short little 45-minute script this weekend, and I see if I can edit it and produce it by next weekend. See how that goes. I just have a lot of fun doing stuff like that, and a lot of these things I do are pretty individualistic, like my video making and my little mini movies. I enjoy doing that. I really, really do. So hope you guys have a nice week, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very, very shortly.